Well, hello, hello, hello. It is a late night one. So, all you late night YouTube watchers, tonight's your night. I'm going live on a late night. I tried to come on here earlier, but I was in such an organizing mode. And seeing that I'm expecting probably around, I think I'll have about 150 people here over the weekend. Um, I decided I would just make this a late night tutorial, and we are still within our everyday on YouTube. So I'm not going to make this super duper long. I have actually filmed a tutorial like this before, um, but I'm just going to go over some things with you guys in regards to making stickers. And I have my Cricut machine out. I have some supplies. Now we're going to make some basic Cricut um, stickers today. I was looking for, of course, I don't have something right here at my fingertips. Imagine that. Okay, I didn't bring my Sharpies over here. Where are my Sharpies? So, hang on. Let me run around the desk here and grab a couple Sharpies. You'll still be able to hear me because I am mic'd up. Um, Sharpies are actually over here. Let me just grab some. I'm also going to test out some acrylic paint markers too. So with the Cricut machine, you can make stickers, but you don't have to use, so you don't have to use a Cricut machine to make your own stickers. So basically, if you are making your own stickers and you're printing them out and then cutting them with a Cricut machine is great. But you don't have to do that. You can do that with just simple sticker paper, a pair of scissors, and you can draw your own stickers. So you can use Sharpies. You can actually use acrylic markers as well. Um, so that being said, let me grab this. I did pre-cut some vinyl stickers into smaller pieces like this. So we can test that out too, and you guys can see that. Now, when I start my designs, sorry, I have to get everything out of the chair here. When I start my designs, I tend to start using it in Canva. Now, Canva is a design program that has a free version and a paid version. Um, the free version is perfectly fine for everyday use. If you are a business, I would suggest using it for a business and go ahead and purchasing the prepaid version. Now, the same thing goes with Cricut. The Cricut machine has a design program called Design Space. Now, same process. Design Space has a free version and it also has what they call Cricut Access, which is a paid version of Cricut. And once again, I do have the paid version of Cricut just because I do use the Cricut machine and the Cricut Design Space for my business, and I have been using it for many, many years. Also Canva, I've been using it for many years as well. So I'm going to go and pop on the screen. Oh, we'll take down this. And we're going to just go over a couple little bit of supplies. To make your stickers, you need sticker paper. If you want to laminate them, You can get laminating sheets. These are self-adhesive laminating sheets. I do have on my website at tinydoors.org, you can find these products on our website under the tab of things we love. And I'm not sponsored in any way by these companies that I have listed there. They're just products that I use to support my business, and I like to share that with others. So if you're interested in checking that out, once again, it's on our website at tinydoors.org and click the tab Things We Love. And there's all kinds of different products there, and I have links to them, which is usually a link to Amazon. And like I said, I'm not affiliated or anything in any way um, for the products that are on there, even though I think I may do that. I'm not sure yet. Eventually. So I do have sticker paper here. Now, the sticker paper that I do use is a printable vinyl sticker paper. Now, and yes, this is a pack of 150. You do not have to purchase 150 pack of stickers unless you need it. Um, and I print a lot of stickers. I print them for my own business, and then I also print them for clients that order stickers from me. And yeah, it's something else that I do. It's not something that I do a lot. I don't really advertise it too much, but that is something that I do is I print stickers. I do have a sticker order for 300 stickers from a repeat client that has ordered from me probably 7 times, I think, already. And I'm so happy and thankful to them. And they have a new design on them. Sorry, it's not you, it's me. I'm tired. So they have a new design, and I'm waiting for their graphic designer to send that to me. So what I'm going to do, and I will need to load this into my printer. I'm going to walk over to the other side of the room because that's where my printer is in my office section of the studio. And the printer that I use is an Epson Eco Tank, and it's the 8550. And this printer is well worth the money, in my opinion, because I do use it quite often. I not only use it for printing stickers, I actually um, make prints of my artwork with this printer. I use it for a lot of different things, all my signage and all my product labeling, from doing stickers like this to actually making my product labels and such. I use this Epson Eco Tank 8550. And that's also on the website. It's linked there if you wanted to take a look at that as well. Now, it's not the cheapest printer, but it's for what I do and how much I use it, it is well worth the money. Now, on my tabletop, I do have my Cricut machine, and I have a light grip mat. And I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. But first of all, we're going to go to Canva. And now these stickers that I'm doing today are stickers that will be used in an event I have coming up real soon. So these are, like I said, these are my stickers that I've got designed out for an event for my Disney collection. And I have a lecture on that as well. So I have such a busy month next month. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. And let's get into this. So this is the supplies, are very basic supplies that you need to make stickers. And like I said, you do not have to have a Cricut machine. You do not have to have a computer and a printer. You can actually just buy vinyl itself and make them on your own. If you are wanting to make um, maybe your name in bubble letters and you cut that out. You can totally do that with Sharpies or paint markers on sticker paper. Um, so let's get into this. Let me pull down the supply list and pop in this. Let's see if I can make that show up well here. Where did it go? And move that up a little. Now, this is Canva. And these are the sticker designs that I have been working on. Some of them I already have printed out, and some I don't. So we're going to basically, like, here's a bunch of different ones. Canva is a program that you can design on and such. So um, with that being said, we are going to download. Going to show you for, let's just go in now. If you are doing these in there for your own designs, you can upload your own designs and make stickers out of anything. So if I go over here to my uploads on the left side, and I know that my head is on top of that, let me just move me out of the way. We don't need to see me in this process. Um, you will be able to see some of my uploads that I've done. Let's just say we're going to, let's make a funny sticker. I could just make me, but let's actually just take this this design here. This is a painting that I did with the kiddos to show them gradient and color. So what I will do is I'm going to crop this. This is an image that I I took on my phone. It's not the best of image. It's not the best color, but I'm just going to show you guys how to work Canva. So you can upload your images here, whether you are designing in Procreate or drawing them yourself and taking a photo of them and uploading them in. You can just add them into your design. Or you can go into elements. You can ask for many different things in here. Let's say vote tickets. This is what I had this out because the kiddos were voting at at the school. They're voting for their favorite artwork from each other to go into an art show. So I printed out tickets. So you can use their designs, you can make your own designs, you can add text elements to this. Canva is a very well-rounded, amazing design program that I have to say that I do everything in it. Including the thumbnails that you see on the page, everything. So you can take an image also and edit that image. You can adjust it to different things. Now keep in mind, oh, that's too bright. I do have a paid version of Canva, so just keep that in mind. A paid version gives you a lot of different benefits versus the unpaid version, but the unpaid version is just as much fun as the paid version. So if I wanted to make this, where's my keyboard? I need to undo that and tell you guys what I'm doing because I forgot. I'm just like, I do this almost every day. So It's kind of crazy. So if I uncrop this, you can pull to the side and the side. You'll see the background and such in here. And with that, we want to remove the background. Now, this is the paid version option. So if I go background remover, it took it out. I'm going to just crop it down. And so if I want to make a sticker of this, I can take this one image. I'm just going to make it bigger. Now, this is not something that I would normally make a sticker of, but we're going to do it just for fun. And I'm going to, on the top right side of the screen, which hopefully I can show you guys. It seems to be cropped out a little bit, so let me see if I can move it over. Yeah, there we go. If I hit share button up in the top right and I say I want to download this image from Canva to my computer and go down to, you wanted a PNG. Now you wanted a little bit nicer quality, so you can change the size. And I tend to put it around 2.5. Now this is also a different feature for the paid version, but you can do different things with the unpaid version as well. And I don't want to select them all. I only want to select page 2, and I'm going to click done. I am going to request it to download with a transparent background and then click download. Now that's downloading that file onto my computer. And then what will happen is that I will take that image and put it into the Cricut Design Space. So let me minimize this screen here, and I already have Cricut Design Space up on my computer. And Cricut Design Space is for Cricut machines, and they also have an upload button, which is over on the bottom left. You can upload an image, browse for the file. It should pop up in your downloads, and then, excuse me, hit open. It's going to ask you a couple things after it starts to upload it. Um, and, oh, oh no. Hey, look, it actually recognizes it as a piece of fruit. That's great. That means that I painted something that looks like what it is. On the bottom right, I'm going to move this around a little bit too. On the bottom right here, you're going to see continue, and it is going to ask you about background remover. Now, we have already done that in Canva, so we don't need to do that again. But if you are doing that, you don't have Canva, and you have the design space with access, you can remove the background. And we're going to apply to continue. Now it's going to ask you to convert it, and you can choose different options. A multi-layer means that it's going to create 9 different layers separated by color. We don't want to do that. A single layer is basically, it's going to give you one color image silhouette. And we want to click flat graphic. Now this is when we are printing and then cutting the sticker out. So we're going to hit this option here and we'll hit continue. Now this is where it's going to ask you some more information. If you want to tag it, rename it, you can do all that, add it to different collections, and place it in your files on Design Space. So we are going to upload it. Wow, that's a large image, it says. Well, yeah, because we want to make sure it's nice and crisp and clear. So it is going to pop up and look, it's going to suggest to you different things. Now I do have another one open as well. So we're not going to worry about that. We are going to resize the one. Here, let's hide the purple bow. And if you can see here, you can see the grid there. That means that it's completely transparent. We are going to shrink it down by grabbing the corner. And you can shrink it that way. Or let me see, I need to make this a little bit bigger. You can also resize it up here at the top. And if you know that you want it to be, let's say you want it to be a 3-inch sticker, roughly, you can put 3-inch and it will shrink it down automatically. Now you can test that by putting it in the corner and you can see in the grid that it is at 3 inches. Each block there is a 1 by 1 inch. Okay, so now the biggest thing we're going to do, we're going to minimize that page right there, is that we want to turn this into a sticker within Design Space. Now I am going to maximize my screen. Now Design Space did change a few things and I'm looking for at the top it does say print then cut. And then let's say I cannot find where, oh goodness. Thanks Design Space for changing it. They do change things often, so I just need to find where it is. They moved the toolbar the last time I was on here, and I was like, where's my tools? And then now they have moved the other things. Oh my goodness. Where is it? Project shapes, images. You guys, I'm so sorry, but it is not very cooperative today. Huh. I don't know where my option is to change it. Usually up here at the top. Let me go over here to home. Maybe they sent a message or notification. Um, hmm. Interesting that I cannot find the control. Maybe they have it in here. No, they do not. Wow. I wasn't expecting this, guys. Um, hmm. We are using a Cricut Maker. We are going to connect it to Bluetooth. Going to make sure that that works. But the design tools are not showing up. Oh, here it is. Okay, they changed the header to effects. I am so sorry for that delay, you guys. So if we go to sticker, And we want this one to cut it as a die cut sticker. That means it's going to cut it all the way out. We click die cut and it's going to put a little edge around the whole thing. Now, with this, we want to do standard. We don't need it to cut interior spaces. And we want, they changed everything. The thickness of the border will do standard. You can change that to thin. Um, you can change it to standard or wide. Let me see what the wide looks like. Yeah, I wish it was smooth. It's not very smooth, but maybe I think that's an easy peel. Yeah, so let's just go with that. It is going to cut a little edge. Now, if you wanted to put your branding on here, if this is something that you are using and it's your own design, um, if I go to here and I put at Tiny Doors WPB, and I want this to shrink down, and I'm going to try to get this up here and include it in the sticker. So if I take that and move it around, huh, they have definitely changed some things. I'm going to turn it to the side just a little, make it a little tinier, and I'm going to put that, I'm just going to try to put it on the side, but I think it's going to have to go on the bottom. And I don't believe everybody wants to have my name actually on their stickers. So I tend to do this where the die cut will actually cut it out. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to shrink it down, angle it. So it is printed on the side of the sticker, but not in the sticker. So we're just going to highlight all of that, and we're going to tell it to I wanted to, they did change everything. It's Design Space. Kind of throwing me off here. Let's say we attach it. That should be fine. Now, after you have everything ready to go, you're going to take and hit the word at the very top. Let me move this over so you guys can see, and click Make It. And yes, there's only one sticker on the canvas currently while we're designing. But the next page, you can choose to add more. So I'm going to say I know that I can roughly get 6 3-inch stickers on one sheet of sticker. So I'm going to change that to 6, but it looks to be it's still too big. So let's say we can move this around. We can move them around on the screen. and on to where the paper is, and we can actually move them, move object, and we're going to put it on this first one. Hit confirm. Now it's going to have two on here, so I'm just going to move them around so I can see that they're not touching. And in this case, it looks like I'm only going to get 4, but I really want to get 6. So I'm going to hit cancel. And I'm going to come back to my design here. And when we put the edge on it, that changed the size to 3.6. So in this case, we're just going to shrink this down by holding the corner. And I'm going to try to make it 3 inches. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be 3. I'm sure I can make it smaller than there it is. Well, 3.02. That's pretty close. Okay, so now that we changed that size on the canvas part, we're gonna hit make. And as it's putting it on there, I'm gonna apply this to 6 of them. 6 copies on one sheet. You do want to try to get the most out of your vinyl. And if you put in 6 and it jumps to another mat, so it shows you on the left different mats that are there. And when you do that and you move it, it puts it on top of another one. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to put them here. So I'm not sure why it doesn't want to just know that you can put 6 on one sheet, but you can. So you can play around with that if you do have the Cricut machine. So I'm going to hit continue, and what's going to happen is it's going to actually go to the printer. We're going to say send to the printer. And it's going to say, look at this registration mark. We're going to click next. We are going to click print, but I do want the system dialog box to come up, and I'm going to show you why. The system dialog box is your printer settings. So I'm going to hit print, and that box will come up. Preparing to print. By the way, I'm still here, right here. While it's preparing to print, let's pop me out of there. I am going to ask it to go to the right printer, which is the Epson 8550, because I was doing PDFs earlier. And we're going to go to preferences. And this is where you're going to choose all the information. So I tend to go to paper quality, advanced. Now every printer is a little bit different in their system dialog box. So I always go to high quality when printing my stickers, and we're going to tell it it's photo paper matte. Now this is what works best on my printer. Now your printer, you may have to experiment with it a little bit to see if it's going to work okay. So now it is preparing to print for real this time. And it is going to the printer. It's printing right now. Great thing about this printer, it's super quiet. And in the meantime, I'm gonna move my keyboard out of the way, I will click done because it's going to do that. It will take it a few minutes because I did up the quality. Now we are printing. After you click done with that, you're going to need to choose the material that you're printing on and cutting. I am going to use printable vinyl white gray liner printing. And this is just because I have used this several times, and this one I believe is the one that works. So once that's printed, we will load it into the machine and then hit the start button. So with that being said, I'm going to use my magic fingers and we're going to go down here to the tabletop. Now the tabletop here, I do have a what they call the light grip mat, and I find that the light grip mat is perfectly fine for making the stickers. The mats do have a protective sheet over them so they stay sticky. The Cricut machine is here, and it's basically a fancy cutting machine. This is the Cricut Maker, and yeah, so this is my favorite Cricut machine. I've been tempted to get the Cricut Joy just because it's smaller, but then I would have to have smaller products to go in there. Okay, so I just walked over to the printer, grabbed my sticker paper that's all printed out. Now you might want to wait a few minutes until the sticker paper has dried. And let me show, I forgot, I've got this on here. So if you want to see the quality of the stickers, and keep in mind this is actually an image of a painting, and this is just for testing purposes and for visual purposes for you guys to see step by step. I'm going to remove the protective sheet. I usually have a little foot here to put this on, but I do not see it. I'm going to set it to the side there. Now, it printed on here these registration marks. That's the top. We're going to place this on the top of our mat. I'm going to stand back up for this process. And this mat is quite sticky. Even though it says light grip, it is a nice sticky mat. We're going to just push it on here. A lot of times I actually don't use my hand to do that. I'll put another sheet of paper on top or take the plastic sheet and then rub it on there. So that way I don't get any, if I have any oils on my fingers or anything, it doesn't get on the stickers. And sometimes I use gloves. Now we're going to load the machine. I'm going to bring this out for a minute and show you guys the machine. Want to make sure your machine has plenty of space back here because the mat will go in and out of the machine. We're going to place it in, and there's a flashing button here that says to load it. And what will happen is going to say, okay, let's hit start. And these black lines that are printed here are the registration marks. Hopefully that's not too loud. So it's going to look, and let me see if I can take you guys in a little closer now. And if you can see, there's a little light that's on, and it's looking at those black lines. What was that? That's always scary when it makes a crazy sound. Oh, this is why it's doing that. I see. But finally able to see why it's doing that. I'm going to hit the pause button. Let's see. Are they going to pause for me? Pause. It's not going to. I'm just going to have to watch it. So, it's going to start cutting. And this is why I was like, I really wish it had a nice straight line to it, but it doesn't. It's picking up all these little dots. This was a pointillism painting that I did. So maybe paint the things that are in this secret compartment are making that click. These are all extra pieces to the machine, such as rotating tools, embossing tools, craft blades, scoring tools, extra blades. And I like to keep them in the bottom, but that was what was causing some problems. So what it's doing is going to cut two different things. It's going to cut the line where it peels it off, and then it's going to cut an outside border line where it's going to have a little bit more pressure, and it's going to cut that completely out of the paper. Now, every machine is calibrated just a little bit different, I have found. So you do have to double check before you take this out of the machine to make sure that it cut all the way through. So I'll show you how to do that. And one good thing to have readily available would be a paper towel or a microfiber cloth. I usually have a microfiber cloth, but it's on the other side of the studio where I normally have my Cricut machine. I usually keep it over on the other side, closer to the actual paper making station here in the studio. All my papers there, obviously, paper making. My printers over there, my big cutters over there. So what's it doing? Please tell me it's not cutting that out. Hmm, it is. All right, we're gonna just say, okay, thank you. It's trying to cut out those words. It didn't print them. Just noticed. So I tend to, it gets a little dusty and I wipe that off when it's doing that. So I'm just going to pause that because I know it's done. Um, and I peel up the bottom to see that it's cut all the way through before I remove it. And I also want to make sure that the sticker is cut so we can remove the edge. And it looks like it is. Yeah. So if I do that. So this is where just the border is for the die cut. So we're going to tell it to stop and just eject this out because it is trying to cut out the words tiny doors, but we don't want that, so that's fine. So now that it's all finished cutting out, let's pull the camera up a little bit here. It would be nice one day if I had a camera that just did a zoom in and zoom out. and had a technician that was here to do this. Now you want to flip your mat upside down and pull your project off and roll the mat back. And this prevents them from curling. If you were to try to just remove the sticker straight from the mat, you could do that, but it could try to make it curl. So I always do them upside down. Now, in this process, I'm only doing them for the sake of time. They look like little pumpkins. Um, you could put a laminating sheet for extra protection, but this is what they look like. And this is how you can make your stickers. Now, when you have a client and they're wanting to peel their stickers, I did choose easy peel, or you can actually pre-peel the edge off if you want. And that should make it easier for someone who's purchasing stickers to take them off. Sometimes, sometimes not. These are vinyl stickers. I'm trying to pull it off, but it wants to pull the paper too. And that's just, sometimes it does that. Not great for demonstrating. I usually can just peel them right off. It's not wanting to do it tonight. Let's try another one. So the edge comes off just fine, but I'm trying to peel this part. And I peeled it and I tore it. Oh my gosh, this is my luck. Good thing these were just trial stickers. They do look kind of cute. So I tore that one. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. You do have to be careful sometimes when removing stickers. All right, this one's going to peel just fine. All right, there it is. And then there you have a vinyl sticker. See, it is waterproof. And you can place it on water bottle. If you do water bottles, you want to make sure that you hand wash them. And I'm just going to place it right here on my Cricut machine because it's kind of cute. All right. And there it is. That's how you can make stickers on the Cricut machine. Now, I had mentioned before in regards to if you do not have a Cricut machine, what can you do? Let me move the camera around. Sorry for that. I'm going to put the plastic back on my mat. And for the sake of having a white table and using white sticker paper, I'm going to turn this over and we're going to use this. Now, this is a piece of sticker paper. And you can see here, the sticker paper. Now, if you want to, you can just take Sharpies and you can do your own drawings. Let's say we're just going to kind of simulate the same thing that we have here with some pointillism. And you can make your dots however you want. You can do pretty much anything at this point when drawing your stickers. You can draw whatever you want straight on sticker paper. Let's say I want to do my letter N in a bubble letter. And this is just a Sharpie marker. You can color it in, you can have fun. So if you have your kiddos and you want to make your own coloring stickers, you can do this ahead of time. You could, if you want them to have kind of coloring book experience, write their names out and let them color them in, and then they can cut them out. So basically, we can do that. Now, I do have acrylic paint markers. We're going to do that as well. And you can do the same process. And color it in with the paint. And then cut them out. And basically, you can make your own stickers just like this as well. So you can either what they consider fussy cut and go right to the edge, or you can leave a little line and just go around your scissors. Looks like that we are running out of time. I'm just going to quickly just cut this one out. Not the best. It is still a little wet. That was the paint marker. And then you can take your sticker and you have your sticker hand drawn as well. So you can add that. You can just cut them out in all different shapes. Maybe you just want to have straight edges, or you want to do some graphic cutting around it. You want it to look like a little diamond. And then all you do is peel it. So making your own stickers, you don't have to have a Cricut machine. You can just take sticker paper and draw your own stickers. Or you can do the whole Cricut machine, make a design on a creative space, and then there you go. How cool is that, right? So I hope this encourages you to maybe make your own stickers, or maybe really appreciate someone who makes stickers when you're buying them and they're making them in their home as a small business. It takes a lot of time and efforts to make stickers. So just keep that in mind when you see somebody selling stickers at a vendor market. Just know that they spent a lot of time just making those stickers for you guys to purchase from them. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to call it for tonight. And I hope this was a helpful video. And let's get the magic fingers out and then go back to the other side. Boop. All right. So here we are. I'm gonna move some stuff around here because it's a little crazy. Take that down. We'll move me over. And this has been day 2 of our April. Oh, let me see if I move this camera out of my face. Art tutorial week. And I hope you really enjoyed making some stickers with me. And who knows, maybe you'll think about um purchasing stickers one day from us. Um, with that being said, we're just gonna pop out our exit here. We have our website is tinydoors.org. You can scan the QR code, whichever way it is, that way, to see all of our social channels and also our website as well as on that if you're scanning the QR code. And if you're new here, thank you so much for finding us, and I hope you would consider subscribing to our channel and go ahead and boop that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We do go live every single day here on YouTube, and normally I do have like a planned schedule, but currently it's a little crazy. We do have house guests going on, and I have a huge event this weekend. So sorry for the delay today, but we're still within time. All right. We'll talk to you later and we'll see you tomorrow. So good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. And tomorrow I'll be painting live. See you later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.